Do you like not being able to see your screen? Do less damage than mainstay builds for way more expenses and get sneezed upon and go to heaven or hell? Then this build is probably for you. While really flashy and occasionally strong late game, it doesn't really make sense to go because it's just not tanky and strong enough to survive ultra juiced maps. But if you're just a casual like me, I'm a little bit addicted, but still casual, then this could work for you. But yeah, in all seriousness, I do really enjoy the build. It's decently strong, it has its moments where it shines, but there are real flaws that are not fixable for the budget that I have right now. And I did kind of spend around, like, I think at least 1.5k divs on this build. So yeah, all the mapping you see in the background is tier 15 corrupted or up. Not super juiced, but it is something. I really don't look forward to looking for leeches, it's just too much effort. The biggest problem of this build is tankiness, elemental ailment thresholds and super tanky bosses. I forgo every other defense just to get a little bit more HP for more damage and other stuff. So it's really not super fixable except by giving me 50% more HP. That would actually work. Super tanky boss fights are a big problem because they can kind of still one-shot you at every point, while you have to take like too long to... You have to survive a few abilities, and with zero vision, that's a real problem. So, but that's problems for another day. I still really enjoy this. I have a special thanks for Darth Microtransactions TV for his short "Do not play this build in Path of Exile 2", where he was flaming the Fireball build. He was playing Gambling though, and I was at that point. I was like, maybe I have to switch and go for something better because this is not working. And then I saw this short and like pure spite and like stubbornness. I was like, no, I have to make it work. And I kind of did, so I'm happy with that, so thank you for that. And then a small warning, I do have ADD, so it's gonna be a yappers fest. I talk too much, but I will also link my mobilytic space, so you don't have to listen to me rambling. Yeah, the explanation will be at 1.4 speed, otherwise it would take like 25 minutes just to explain gems, gear and passive nodes. And there are some inaccuracies in it, but I don't have the concentration to write a script, so I've noticed something like the midnight scene gives energy that's incorrect. So I said something like that later, so I'm sorry. And if you see me say something that's totally incorrect, then please just please correct me. And if you have a better fireball build, please share it with me. I need this to work even better. And yeah, so here comes the explanation of what I'm using. Okay, this is currently my skill gem setup. Nothing special at life remnants. Harmonic remnants is just too good to pass up. Not only because of the reach, but also just the chance to create one more. It's just more sustained combined with something in my skill passive tree. So on everything Remnant, you take Harmonic Remnant. It's just good. I only take Remnant Potency 1 because 2 gives 2 and up gives a delay, which really does make it like inconsistent. When you need healing, you need the healing. This one I just threw on because why the fuck not? It gives some cooldown reduction, and yeah, that's not really that important, but that's okay. This is the skill from my runic fork. I don't use it. I have 0 mana, so of course I don't use it. But I do slam all reds on it because I do have like crystallized immunities, and I want to be burn immune because that just erases me. Sigil of Power, extra duration, life tap again for the red, for against the burning ground, and then some cooldown recovery rate. I should slap a magnified area on it, but okay. Then we have Midnight Zenith, a really important skill, because if you have Fireball and you have Forking, it will pass through the enemies, and it will need to hit something else before it explodes. So, by having Midnight Zenith, you create ice crystals on the spot of the enemy, so the Fireball forks and explodes immediately on all the crystals there, that get spawned in. So all the explosions happen locally, and all the fireballs that explode spread out. That's why I have Midnight Zenith, and it really works and makes everything really consistent. The damage itself is really good, the freeze and everything is nice, because it also contributes to energy for cast an elemental ailment. I have Tool Stillness on it because it's fucking broken, but you can replace it with Execute, and then I have Rakiata's Flow because I'm not investing in any exposure otherwise. You can just use Cold Penetration. Are those ideal? Yeah, but do they do the job? Yes. Then you have Cold Mouse, 3 nothing special, Magnified Area for bigger explosion, concentrated area just to get some more damage, so this one kind of counteracts the downsides of this one, but otherwise it seems to be working fine. Then I will go to the Fireball. I'm currently running a rapid casting, like it's just too good. Being able to spam is way more important than doing one big hit. Combined with Wild Shards especially, because if you cast more per second you have more chances to do the absolute spread, which just the damage of this is probably the biggest damage boost in the game, for me at least. Then we have Ignite, because I want more flammability. I don't need Ignite, I need the flammability to get more cast on ailment. Fire Mastery, yeah, classic. Efficiency, because boy it does it slurp HP. I have 4.8k. It takes around 700 HP to cast one fireball. I have had situations where I was too low to cast, so that's why efficiency. Okay, let me just remove it for 1 second. If I don't have this, it goes 900 HP, a little bit more maybe. I'm too lazy to check. So that's the fireball. That's the one that starts everything, and that's when it goes over in the cast on critical fireball. Again, fireball. Xop's fire is just way too strong, gives extra damage, gives extra burns. Then we have Sion's Temper, it's Wild Shards but better. This one I prefer on the custom critical because this can go hog wild, like insane. Verana's Siege is really nice because it gives some extra area and it gives more damage against bosses, which is like one of the weaker points of this build. Not anymore, but it's still an issue sometimes against some bosses. So because area gives your fireball bigger explosions, so it can like hit more people and absolutely burst maps. Again, efficiency. If you don't have efficiency combined with like a shit ton of life cost reduction, you will melt your HP bar away. You will get to 1 HP and get breezed upon and die. So efficiency on everything, as you see actually. So and cast on ailment. Living Bomb is the reason why we can spam so hard. It gives just so many explosions because fireball, when it explodes with Living Bomb, all those projectiles, it's just too strong. So getting fire infusions is one of the most important things. Overabundance, so you can have one more limit, really strong. Elemental Discharge is really important. Every time you proc this, you remove the burn from an enemy and freeze, and then you can apply burns and freezes again, or chills actually. So this makes it so you can always get more energy for your cast on ailment. Then we have energy retention. I believe that is the better one of the two energy gain modifier bullshit. So yeah, I feel like it gives more. I could be wrong, but it would be efficiency again because it's just too strong. Explosive Transmutation. I have All Nettles Embrace. you could do something like Uruk Smelting. It's a nice damage boost. It's mostly just for some extra clear to finish off enemies that got stunned by the initial attack. So because of the randomness Kagur, if you stun something, they drop something. So you can really just you can really just have some extra nice clear with this. And then Ulnetos Embrace is really good, but Uruk Smelting works. Then I have Stun too, because I like stunning enemies, it just makes my life easier. Physical Mastery, again, Elemental Discharge to remove burns and freezes. Spell Cascade, because it's... I feel like the damage boost and AoE it gives is better than just normal magnified area. Preferably I would have had both, but I think this is just better. Then I have Remnants of Kagur, because stuns is really easy when you have this setup. You just stun everything you hit with a fireball, so you will see like hundreds of those remnants which will all explode. Then we have Despair. Yeah, it's just Despair. I just do this Undoing, I don't know. For the Cursed Grounds, Prolonged Duration, Magnified Area, Life Depth, just because it's a red gem, not really of importance, but for the Crystallized Immunities. And Efficiency 2. Then we have Flame Wall. I do believe the damage boost it gives is insane, but I kind of only use it for bosses at the moment because I legit don't have the time in Delhi to cast it without sacrificing fireballs. So maybe it's because of this considered casting, but I will test this some more, but it's still really good, especially for bosses. Rapid Casting, Fire Mastery, Ignite, because I like igniting, Drain Ailments, another way to remove burns from enemies, and Considered Casting for some extra damage. Powered by Veritium is really important, because you just get some infusions ready before the fight, and you can cast mid-fight if you notice that you're running out, because depending on modifiers on the map, it can really just happen that you don't have permanent 3 fire infusions up, so this can really help your DPS. So efficiency, so you use less ward, and rapid casting again because it's too good. Contagion is something I wanted to use, but it was like, that's one more thing I have to cast, so it's not really efficient. So I just use it to slot in more some red gems. That's it for skill gems. Let's see. Then we have my gear. Just real quick before I forget it, I have a Sigil of Power. Doesn't really matter what I do with it, so. I have a Runic Fork. You can get away with a Dueling Wand, but I prefer this one because you can get some really nice stuff on this one. For example, I focus on the one with 2 additional projectiles, because Fireball scales insanely hard with this. Fireball, I should have explained this before, but Fireball, let me just grab it real quick. Fireball has multiple parts. You have the initial projectile, which can explode. And if you have fire infusions, it can explode in firebolts. But if you have additional projectiles, like Wild Shards or like the Runic Fork modifier and other ones, I also have in my skill notes, I have that those selected that give 2 additional projectiles, so I have 100% in total. That works also for Fireball, so you throw 3, if they all use 1 fire infusion, and when they explode, they all give off the firebolts. So you throw 3 projectiles and it explodes in 36 projectiles. That's only with the standard 2. So with a Wild Charge you can get some, and Scion's Temper, you can get some insane amount of projectiles flying around, all which contribute to damage, energy gain, crits, burns. It all feeds into itself really well. And because those projectiles land in different times, you can get some really nice steady flow of cast on crit fireballs while you're still casting your next one. So yeah, it's really nice. Then I have just 9 skill levels, spell skill levels. I have some spell damage. I got some damage as extra chaos damage, and I have increased Withered Magnitude. I think Withered Magnitude is one of the best damage gains you can get on the Runic Fork, because the other ones are like, they have to compete with other damage sources, like the 105 spell damage. I also have that in my skill tree, while Withered is really hard to get anywhere in the skill tree. So I think that's one of the better ones. This Runic Fork is actually pretty insane, also with the extra level of fire spell skills, and I really like the life per enemy killed, so I have nothing to complain about this one except that it misses 1 socket. But yeah, pretty nice. I'm really happy with this one. This is one of the most important ones. You need Fork. It's really a good damage boost, because if a projectile forks, so those 3 projectiles, they all fork, you have 6 projectiles, and they all explode. So it's kind of just like ×2 damage boost, plus the stats on this ring are pretty decent. So yeah, really important, but it only really works well with Midnight Zenith in my eyes. Then I have developed the Knight Martyr Crown because I'm really lazy and I don't feel like managing my resistances. And also more HP is going to be more damage because of this one. I have a pretty neat one. I went into this because I needed more life cost efficiency. But this one is also just awesome if you're going a life build because it's ref bit. I think the most important one is 50 increased life cost efficiency. The rest is like not as important as long as you don't have the one that makes non-channeling spells cost life. Then we have Midnight Zenith. I already told you that one makes everything proc locally on one enemy. And then we have Grip of Kulumak. This one is really important because it gives you the extra bit of spirit you need. You can get away with intelligence, but then you have to use more stat points in intelligence, which is not HP, which is a waste. But targets affected by abyssal waste in your presence have double power. That one is insane, because cast on crit and cast on elemental ailment both scale the energy gain on enemy power. So with this one, you effectively double your damage against some enemies. Especially rares, and against whites it's like, yeah, who gives shit. But it's still really good. Then the other thing that I really want is the 10% wither against enemies affected by abyssal wasting. So yeah, that's it. Then my gloves are again increased cost efficiency. And yeah, kind of that's it. Not important. I also have Techrod's Gaze on it, so even more life cost efficiency. So really, those gloves are so fucking awesome because these amounts of life cost efficiency are just goddamn. And then also it sacrifices some maximum life to get some energy shield. Really, I need to change my gear a little bit so I can get use out of it, but it's not really that important. But it does give an extra layer of defenses, so it's worth. As soon as I find something better than those boots or this vest, I will go into that. Get enough spirit, and then it's just HP, movement speed, and HP. And Mageblood, I have Quicksilver for movement speed. Movement speed is insanely broken in my eyes, makes you able to dodge so much more damage than anything else, on this build especially. Gold for some extra rarity, and Diamond for the crit chance to top it up, because I like having 100% crit chance. Also, all the runes are maximum life, or if I can, like for the helmet, cost efficiency. Also, not to forget, Rite of Passage, Golden Charm, go for beer. It gives everything that you need. It gives some extra life, which makes you do more damage because of the ref bit. It gives you more defenses. Stun threshold plus 60%, just really awesome. The stun buildup is really good for your explosive transmutation, and the 20% reduced damage taken is like insane for mapping. Like none of the other Rite of Passages sound as good for my build, at least in my head, than this one. Then I have some slow resist and some freeze resist, my bad. Then we have the skill tree. I go for the crit hit chance and the critical damage bonus per 50 current life. Spell damage leech as life. I switch around between blood barbs and grasping wounds, but I do think grasping wounds is just better. It's really mostly. I will mostly go to the journals I'm using right now. I'm using this Megalomaniac Diamond. Hysteria doesn't really do anything for me, but Giant Slayer, really good damage against rares and uniques, and also really good ailment bonus against them. Evocational Practitioner gives me more crit hit chance, and it improves the energy gain for my meta skills, which is really important. This one is really important, it's just so much flammability, and yeah, that's just, you can't really ignore that one. This one is maybe a little bit less important, but still, it's just 1 point. Black Flame Covenant was maybe the one I should have led with. It's just really nice. I prefer Chaos damage over Fire damage, also purple. But it scales better with Wither, and you have to worry less about resistances. This one increased spell damage if you have consumed an elemental infusion. Then I have Flash Crucible Diamond Blood Magic. It removes some armor, evasion, and energy shield, but who gives? Yeah, nobody cares, because I have 0 of those. Then here, I try to get as much remnant collection range as possible. Some area of effect. This one is really important, more range, and then it gives 3 maximum life per remnant you collect. You collect like 100 remnants per minute, so that's insane amount of health you're getting back. Especially in a life cost build, really important. Then everything additional projectiles, like these, extra meta damage, crit, the chaos damage is really nice. This one is really little spec for pretty reasonable amount of spirit, which is something I lack. So that one's pretty crucial. Oh, my bad. Then we have remnant attraction, more range, you get an additional remnant, it's just best in slot. Also, yeah, I forgot about the Prism of Belief Diamond, 3 levels to Fireball, the one that starts the meta skills and also is in the meta skills. It's just really good. I think no other Prism of Belief can battle for the top spot in this build. Then here I have against the Darkness Timeless Diamond. It gives me the spirit that I desperately need, and it gives me increased strength, which is more HP. So that's really good. Then more projectiles here, I max out some skills, and yeah, that's really all the important stuff about it.